Okay, now we're going to look at the souped up version, just in case you want to steal any of these ideas. So in the screen, the first screen is the same, and the second screen is the same. You still can check whichever one you want. Now in the third one, what you'll notice here is I have the unit rate, but I have another column called correct. I can, for example, let's just say I put 2 in all of these. There's now a check my work button. And when I do that, I see, the first one is right, but the second 3 are wrong, try again. So you can reset and check my work. Oh, I get the same one. Let's see, this is gonna have to be 4. Okay, that was right. So this is screen 3, so let's go into how I did that. So I'm gonna go to edit my activity here. And I'll put all of this up, but basically whenever you're programming, you steal from somebody else and you figure out what they did, which is exactly what I did. So what you'll notice is you see that they have this little gear here. So I called my table TBL. And if you look here, you have a gear and it's loading the script now. It shouldn't take that long to load it. I'm not sure what the problem is. Here we go. So there's a submit button called check my work. That's how you can, or you could have just clicked add a button, but here's a submit button that's called check my work. Then we have these variables called is correct 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then it's TBL, which is, as I said, that's the name of the table. TBL.cell numeric value 1, 3. Cell numeric value is a reserved word, and 1, 3 means the first row, the third column. And this is 2, 1.64, and 4. Those are the ratios that I already knew when I put them in there. So what we have is when TBL.submitted, meaning that that is filled, and correct is correct 1, meaning this cell equals 2. You put a thumbs up, right? And if there isn't anything in that cell content 1, 4, right? If there isn't anything in the table, then that just means leave it empty. Don't answer it. Same with cell content 2. This is 2, 4. Remember, is they're looking at these here. So this is 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, and 4, 4. So when you click on this gear, you can see 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, and 4, 4. And it's just saying if it's submitted and it's correct, then you give a thumbs up. If it's not submitted, you leave it blank, and otherwise you put an X, try again. So the best way to do this is just to copy this down and just change the name, put the table here, leave everything else the same, and except put the correct answers for your own script there. So it looks complicated, but it's really not too bad. So that's the fun of that one. So now let's go back into preview mode here. That was one of the fun things that I changed. I believe this one is the same. You're still graphing the points. Now, this time, though, when I graph the points, what I have, 4, 8, let's just say I put those 4 points there, all right? Now, notice when I go here, they show up. Oh, your graph should look like the one to the left. Maybe that's not the one. Hang on a second. Okay, so as I was saying earlier, we're looking at this graph here, and I want to do 4, 8, 24, 40, 24, 40, whatever. So there's the 4 points that they graphed. Then on the next one, it says, your points are shown in blue. They should match the ones plotted in another color. So as you can see, here's the ones I just did, which is really cool because they can now see how close they were. They should be identical, but I kind of just want to show you how cool this is. So let me show you how we did that one. This is a little bit more scripting. What you're going to do is you notice in this one, this sketch here, I called it the sketch, my sketch, just for a name. So now when I go to this one, I'm going to go to again to the gear, and I'm going to write the background is the sketch layer, my sketch.sketch. meaning it's my sketch and I want to put those markings in this new. The other thing that's important is you put the bounds, my sketch.bounds, because it's important that they stay the same. If you have different bounds on the two graphs, they're not going to overlay so easily. So those are two more pretty cool scripts. Again, I will post all this so that you can take any part of this that you want. All right, so let's continue on here. I'm going to preview. So there we are, going back here. Again, you've got whatever you need here, and it comes with you, and it's got the same bounds, which is really cool. So another thing here again, now what I'm trying to get at is that the slopes of these lines is the same as the unit. So again, if I do 2, 1.6, 4, 5, let's say, and then I say check my work, it's the exact same code as I already showed you from before. So that's pretty neat. You can, just again copy it, but you have to use a different variable. And these are the same, they line up the same, and I think this is the same question. I don't think I changed anything in here. And this one, I want to have them draw this line from here to here and show that it doesn't go through the origin and ask why. So that's the same as well. Which of this following is not true, that's the same. And one other thing here is I put in so the only difference in this extra challenge is I put in the time in hours and the distance in miles as these pretty cool labels here. And the way that you do that, and then the other thing I did is I put unit rate is blank miles per hour. I actually I gave them, and I just want them to put in 4. I think it's 2. I didn't check it, but it's kind of cool to be able to phrase what you want in this box here. So I'll show you how I did those two. That's this one here. It's very simple. You just put x-axis label is time in hours. And the way that you can find all this stuff in the computation layer documentation if you want to look at it. But since it's your first project, you can just take these ideas if you want to. And y-axis label is distance in miles. So just x-axis label, y-axis label. And that puts in the graph here. It only shows in preview mode. And then down here, I have, this is called LN1. So initial text, and then unit rate is blank miles per hour. And all that does is it puts that in as you saw in there. So this very quick video has just given you a few ideas of the many, many possibilities of the things that you can do if you really want to get into scripting. I really don't care if you don't get into scripting. I'd rather you have some thoughtful lessons, but if you're the kind of person that loves to try out this stuff and you want to say, gee, I wish I could have the script do this, you can email me and we can work together to try to figure out what we might be able to do to help you figure out what you want to do. So that's it. I can't wait to see your projects, and in the last week we're going to share them, and I'm going to have 2 people look at each project of each of your projects and give you some feedback. So that's the last thing we'll do in week 6. So just know that it's going to be more than just me watching your videos, or I'm sorry, playing your lessons. All right, good luck everyone. Email me if you have any questions.